football. Learn about season tickets at uwbadgers.com.
This is the first time we had the officials out here, so it's the first time they've been penalized. I just want to make it real. We'll do that every Saturday. I really like the physical nature. I thought our defensive guys really laid some nice hits out there, and offensively as well. So a good day, good starting point. We're 2 weeks into it. Next Wednesday is halfway through our 5-week spring schedule, and hopefully making grounds.
Do you think you are, or are you satisfied that there's been some inconsistency with the way the team has practiced to this point?
I think I knew today coming out here there was going to be some things pop up penalty-wise because the first time the refs, which is the way I want it. I told them to call everything, which is the way we kind of handle things. Guys have made certain strides, but also there's guys that do certain things good, and then if they fall a day back, we just kind of stay on an upward trend. But I'm happy with it. I can't argue with the way they're working or hustling or competing.
Was the run game a highlight? Some of the things?
I think Monty and James are very, very good football players. We couldn't let Brady actually just had some shoulder issue. We want to hold him out today. Probably regain back with us next week. And Jason Hengel's been doing a nice job. Let him see where he's at. So I thought the run game did look good today. John Budmeyer, I thought, did a good job of protecting the football. Some of the things that we asked him to improve on. So it was nice work, I thought, for the ones offensively.
Jeff Lewis obviously has the right hand, but he wasn't out here.
Jeff had a situation back home. He had lost a friend in high school that the services were today. So he was with us all the way through last night. He'll be back with us right away on Monday.
Is the scrimmage a different learning tool for the other guys as opposed to?
We started off first down, play second down. What we're trying to teach there is offensively we want to gain 4 yards or more. Defensively we want to hold them to 3 or less. And it teaches first down success. And then we went into first down, play second down, so you get the feel of what you're doing right. Then we went into a third down series to teach who's basically staying on the field, who's getting off the field. Went down in the red zone, and really, no matter what the situation, no matter how we got down there, wanted to emphasize that they needed to, convert points on offensively. Defensively, it's either going to be a stop or an interception or a field goal. We can't allow touchdowns. And then move the ball at the end, which teaches obviously football as it is on Saturdays.
You've talked about Marcus Trotter's path here.
Yeah.
Is he taking advantage of the opportunity?
Absolutely.
To get to this point?
Marcus is both of the Trotters, and I hate to cookie cutter because they are twins, but both of them are extremely intelligent and both of them play extremely hard. You get those two things together, it doesn't matter your talent level, you're going to have good things happen, and both of them have really showcased that.
What has Marcus shown you in that linebacker?
Well, the first thing, he's got pretty good instincts. He can, fill when he's supposed to fill. He fills aggressively. One of the things he's got to learn is his responsibility as it fits with everything. A lot of times he's just kind of going like a madman, but he's got to understand how if he's supposed to be the edge of the defense, it affects the other 10 players.
What was the word on Wozniak?
Woz, actually good news. He's got an MCL that looks pretty good. I don't know. He's claiming he's going to be back sooner than later, but normally that's a 4 to 6 week deal. But he is actually a lot better today than he was yesterday, so hopefully he's going to be back sooner than later.
You mentioned the play of the running backs, but given what you lost on the offensive line, are you pleased with how that unit is to this point?
Ones maybe. Obviously there's a experiment at right tackle. Whoever is going to be in that position, but from left tackle to right guard, those are some pretty good football players. And Travis has got to continue to get his niche there at left guard, but also I thought Ryan Groy did a nice job, popped in there when Peter was able to came out in the last part of the scrimmage at center. So we got a lot of viable bodies.
Sherrod Cadigan didn't practice today?
Yeah, Sherrod got rolled up. If you hear on Thursday, he just kind of got at the back end. It's more of a bruise on the outside. It's nothing serious. Actually, probably might be able to go Tuesday.
Brett, when you brought Claxton in here, given what he went through in high school, how big a risk did you think that was?
Well, when you knew the whole story, it wasn't as big a risk as maybe that article might have stated. We've known Kevin for a long time. BA High School, I've been in there. Actually, the first 3 players I ever recruited out of high school all ended up in the NFL and really were pretty good kids in the systems I had been in previously. Felt good about where he was at, his family, and I think has worked out for the best for all of us.
I asked him if he considers himself a success story. He said not until he graduates.
Yeah.
Do you consider him a success story?
No, I'd be the same thing. I think for where he has come from and to where he is today, he's shown that he can play at this level. I know he wants that starting position, but it's not going to be complete for him just to have the football element. I think he'll be one of the first ones in his family to graduate with that degree, and it means a lot.
The wide receivers, obviously with Nick out, getting some opportunities, how would you rate Doe and Williams?
Isaiah and Kenzel are the 2 guys that, to me, have really maximized their opportunity. They both have caught the ball, pretty well. Competing, Isaiah made a nice block for Kenzel on that bubble screen over here, and I think that just kind of shows the nature of those those two guys. I think they've got a nice little competitive balance to them. I also think Chase Hammond has flashed a little bit. You know, here you got a guy that made a nice third down catch down there. He's got a cast on one hand as a wide receiver. It's not a good thing, but he really, you know, Chase just needs to understand the toughness of what we bring to the table here. But I can't argue with the way he's competing right now. And then one guy that I'm, you know, Connor Cummins hasn't been able to be out there as much, but we were a guy that we were really excited to see. I think Abby and Duck have been, you know, stepping up as best they can.
Monty Ball's always been a motivated guy, but it seems like he's taken it to a new level this spring.
Well, you know, he two things. He, you know, lost the weight, and I think really felt he gained an advantage there from a quickness, agility. But also he realizes that other guys are a pretty good player too. And Monty and James, they just competed all winter and really put themselves in a position, I think, to have a great year. And you know, I think the best thing we got going right there is the two of them together are really competitive.
You talk about the decision with Devontae in front of charge of special teams. You know, you've done it kind of all different ways. You've had multiple guys. You've had yourself do it.
Well, I think it's just about your staff and where you're at. One thing I've learned as a coach, you know, everybody's got strengths and weaknesses, and what you got to do is, you know, play to those strengths and minimize the weaknesses. And Charlie and Chris were heavy in our defensive, our special teams in the past, but those guys got new roles. And the one thing I loved is, you know, first time I was trying to hire Damani was 3 years ago, and then every year I knew his abilities and his involvement in special teams, and then when I sat down and visited with him, I knew it was something. Plus his voice. It's a lot of things to know, X's and O's, but sometimes that voice and that confidence, and I think the kids, they see Damani up in front of him and realize he knows his business, and that's been a nice addition to our staff.
We heard the news of the engagement yesterday. Did anybody think it was a April Fool's joke?
No, I actually told the team the first day we were back, and got a nice little applause out of them, standing ovation out of a couple of them. So it's been a slow process, but it's a fun part.
Any news you care to share to expand on that?
No, not till March 10th, 2012. So nothing to interfere with the season.